So I just saw Kung Fu Panda 4 yesterday, so in this video, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the movie and talking about it. Now, I'm a big fan of the Kung Fu Panda franchise. I've always loved the original 3 films, and my favorite one is definitely Kung Fu Panda 2. So when they announced that a 4th movie was happening, I was hyped, because it had been 8 years since the last movie came out, and now that the movie has finally released, what are my thoughts? Well, it's alright. It's not really a bad movie or anything. It's honestly just very mediocre. But I will say, it is definitely the weakest one of the franchise. There was some stuff I liked about the movie and stuff I didn't like. So I'm going to talk about all of them today. The good and the bad. Okay, so starting off with the good things was the animation and the visuals looked amazing in this movie. It looked definitely way better than the other 3 movies in terms of animation, and the action in this movie was still really well in this movie. I mean, it doesn't really compare to the other 3 movies in terms of action, but it still did try to keep up. And Poe's Jack Black was still fun to watch, and his humor is still very funny in this movie. And apparently in the movie, like, Lee and Mr. Ping had this sort of like fun duo in this movie, which those scenes were also really funny and enjoyable as well. Okay, so now we have the bad stuff about the movie. So, the first thing I didn't like about the movie was the chameleon, who was the villain. Like, the thing I really hated about her was her backstory. It was just so lame. Like, her motivation in this movie was that she wanted to be a kung fu master. However, she was told that she was just too short. Which, that motive on its own is just so stupid and dumb. And also that there's this new Fox character called Zen, who I wasn't really that interested in this movie. I just didn't care for her at all. And the movie for me was just way too fast with the pacing. Like, so much is happening. It's like, it's going from like one scene from another, and it's just really confusing. Like, the pacing could have just been more improved and more slowed to have like more time instead of just being rushed. And also, in this movie, Poe's old enemies come back, and they really just do nothing in this movie. Like, they were just so wasted. And Tai Lung was the only villain in the movie that actually talked and spoke. However, there was one thing in particular in this movie I didn't like, which was there was no Furious 5 in this movie at all. Like, I know in the end of the movie, in the credits, they show up. However, the voice actors in the movie who voiced them just don't come back at all. Like, come on, it's the Furious 5. They're like the main parts of the franchise, and they're like, forget them. Like, no Furious 5. Come on, it makes no sense. Alright, so overall, I don't hate this film at all, but when you compare it to the first 3, in my opinion, it is really just a step down. It was just missing the vibes from the original 3, so it's not bad, just not that good at all. It's just very meh at best. So I would rate this movie a 6 out of 10. It's just mediocre, I guess, and it is definitely the weakest one of the franchise. So yeah, the first 3 are definitely way better in my opinion. Anyways, that is my review of Kung Fu Panda 4. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.